Continue on shoulder week. We are talking today about the serratus anterior muscle. So if you've ever seen bodybuilders, they look like these little fingers that wrap around when they have those nice and developed. And that muscle goes all the way around. I'll go switch to this side, and it's gonna go underneath our shoulder blade. Very important for a lot of the arthrokinematics of the shoulder, how the shoulder blade and the shoulder all work together when you go to throw a ball or pick something up or do a pull-up. So the serratus anterior, very often ignored, and a lot of places where I see that can be working a lot harder is the bench press or the push-up. So when we're in this position, I'll just stay on my knees here so you can work on this positioning. A good place to progress off this bare position when you're on your knees. Lift those knees up if you want to make it a little harder. But the idea here is we're not going to let those shoulder blades sink down, but we can also work that sinking down to get more mobility. And then we're going to work on pressing up, and not through our cat-cow where it's going into our low backs, but we're getting that press up through our shoulder blades. So what it really is this last inch of reaching. Without the resistance here, it's a little bit easier. It's protraction of the shoulder blade, all right? And then out of that push-up position, or if you're laying on your back with a bench press, I want you to get that last inch or two of motion, okay? So that serratus anterior, where you're really reaching, some call that in research is the dynamic hug, where you're hugging, trying to reach for my toes or around imaginary thing all the way over there. That reach is going to wake up those serratus anterior muscles. They help the shoulder blades just work. We are going to keep working on getting everything around the shoulder stronger. One of my favorite analogies around the shoulder is a lot of times when we're going to do things with our arm, right, whether it's throw a ball, we end up overusing just like the one muscle we think we need to use versus using this symphony of 20 different muscles that are around the shoulder that can really help. All these little guys that when you engage everything all the way down through your hips, through your legs, that's when you can use those shoulders a lot better. So one real last bit thing to this is people make fun of CrossFit kipping or butterfly pull-ups a lot when they're outside of the space. And yes, I was in that space, still around that space. I like to do kipping and butterfly pull-ups. And the defense there is when you can connect your leg kick and that power generation all the way into the arms, right? It's different than strict pull-ups. A good CrossFitter should also be doing strict pull-ups. At my peak, I'd say I was able to do 16 or so strict pull-ups at about 180 pounds of body weight. Actually 190 pounds, 16 strict pull-ups. And I was also able to do 50 butterfly pull-ups, 55 actually at my best. So the point is, it allows you to do more work, but it's also that connection through the whole body. That's what we're talking about here. Keeping our shoulders safe by working through a full range of motion, by engaging all the muscles and not overusing just one or two of these smaller muscles. So we're going to keep going with shoulder week. Keep sending me your questions, guys. I'm loving it. And again, if you're in the Arvada, Colorado area this Saturday, hit me up.